So, Henry, obviously, big news, some of the biggest news in club history, arguably. Yesterday, the club transfers Obed Vargas to La Liga side Atle tico Madrid, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Just kind of want your perspective on what the deal means to you, working on that developmental side, someone that has known Obed really since even before he joined the academy, and just kind of, what are your perspectives on the transfer?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, just congratulations to Obed and his family, and for them it was they took a lot of big steps in this process to get him here. And I just want to also say that this is just the beginning for him. This isn't a end all be all. This is the start of something that's going to be incredible to watch, incredible to unfold, and you can't connect the dots moving forward, but you can connect them moving backwards. And I hope 12, 15 years down the line, this is just part of his journey, his story, and this is a place where we were able to get him maybe accelerated and provided that launch pad for him. And I feel, congratulations go to Obed, and congratulations to, everybody that went into it, from the academy to the first team to Defiant to the home state parents that helped support him, to, the administrators and operations, and, especially to Obed, because he's the one that had to perform, and he did it at every stage, he did it at every moment. And as a young, talented player, there's a lot of distractions in your life, and there's a lot of moments that can kind of keep you maybe away from the path that you need to be on, but he didn't. He had that perseverance, he's headstrong, and again, we're just seeing the beginning of his path and his journey, so we're happy to have been a part of that.
Yeah, kind of going off of that, it takes a really special player to sign with a club like Atle tico Madrid. What does this say about Obed himself, like from what you know of him?
Yeah, again, he was always so clear with what he wanted, and he was so deliberate with everything that he did as a player, but more importantly as a person. And again, there's no such thing as a good surprise. This was always something that was in his future, in the stars maybe, but for us, it was just our ability to build a platform for him to perform and to succeed, and we're happy to have been a small part of his journey, maybe the initial part of it, but again, we're excited to watch him grow even more as a young man, but more importantly, as a player that we all hope he can become.
And on the flip side of that, it takes a really good system organization to develop someone like Obed. What does it say, sort of this transfer say about the club, and then also from someone who's been with the club for so long, how rewarding is it to take someone from Alaska and in 6 years, have him play for Atle tico Madrid?
I think we see a lot of things in the news daily. I was having this conversation with a couple of the other coaches. We see so much, things that are happening in our own country, things that are happening across the world, and a lot of it is dramatic, a lot of it is polarized, but this is something that's positive. This is something that keeps the love of the game very real to us, and it keeps that love in our hearts, and it's something that inspires, I think, such a next generation of players, not just within our academy, but within every youth player in Alaska right now has to be looking at this and thinking, this is possible for me, and every player in an MLS academy in this country, it's possible for me. And the players that we work with every day, day in and day out on the development side, it's one thing to say that we have a pathway. It's another thing to actualize it. And again, we look at the steps they take in kind of 4 clear moments: the recruitment process, the development process, the integration process, meaning integration into a professional pathway through Tacoma Defiance and the Seattle Sounders first team. And then now we've taken that step with other players such as Danny Leyva, Josh Atencio in the past. But now that after the integration, then to the ability to transition them outside of a club to a new professional environment, it's a big step, because you offer them a new moment, you offer them a new pathway. And I think for Obed, it's sometimes you don't always get to pick where you want to go, but he had this club close to his heart, and I think, again, we're just happy to have been a part of it.
And sort of looking from a league-wide perspective, you not only had Obed transferred this window, but you also had Alex Freeman and Jason Russell-Rowe going to other big European clubs. What does this say about just sort of the growth of player development and the growth of the league in Major League Soccer?
Yeah, I think, again, like every club in the country, MLS clubs specifically, you have a certain amount of talent you have within your academy and your development system, and your ability to integrate them into your first team, into your second team, into, a lot of these players that we're mentioning, they are all representing the U.S. national team on various levels. Obviously, Obed represented the national team at the U20 World Cup multiple years ago for the United States, just recently with Mexico, and now he's had 2 appearances for Mexico's senior national team, with the World Cup impending coming in a couple months. So the biggest part is the integration into a professional pathway, how you take those steps, not to rush it too early, not to take it too slow, but finding the right balance, and then allowing those players to, when the moment presents itself, allowing them to be the people that they are. And again, we have a saying, it's when our best players are our best people, then you have something unique, and he embraces that. All of the players that we've had come through this embrace that. If they didn't, they wouldn't be in this space, and they wouldn't be privileged enough to be a part of this. So we're happy for him, and again, congratulations to Obed and his family on this next step in his next chapter.
And finally, what does this move do to help sort of the Seattle Sounders side of it, the Seattle club as a whole, being like, hey, we've transferred not only Obed to Atletico Madrid, but we've had DeAndre Yedlin to Tottenham, we've had Jordan Morris go on loan to Swansea. Like, what do these types of moves do to help the entire developmental system of the club?
Yeah, I think, again, there's pathways internally within your club, meaning you take next steps from, the academy into the second team, Tacoma Defiance, and then taking next steps into the first team, getting integration there. But now, obviously, as of late, this ability to transition players through your club, through your professional environment, now into a new professional environment, Europe, Champions League, top teams in Liga MX. Like, these are things that, again, the pathway is clear. Now there are clear roads to different pathways around the world, and we're just happy that we're able to allow this to happen for our youngest, highest potential players.